The start of a new year means pay boosts across the state of Minnesota with the minimum wage going up.
Large employers must now pay at least $10.85 per hour and small businesses at least $8.85. In the Twin Cities, the pay is even more rather. Large companies must pay employees a minimum of $15.57 per hour. Small businesses in Minneapolis will be required to as well in July. St. Paul is also requiring a $14 minimum wage for small businesses this summer. Danny Spiewak explains the impact this could have on employers. Danny?
We're really tracking a couple of changes this year for both employers and workers. First, the continued minimum wage increases that you just mentioned. And secondly, a brand new law in Minnesota that prevents businesses statewide from asking job recruits about their previous salaries.
What do we want?
For years, labor groups across the country have pushed for a $15 minimum wage.
Basic pay, basic standard of living.
Through annual increases, they've finally achieved that number in the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul for large businesses. And by next year, small businesses in both cities will also pay $15 an hour.
It's just one more thing piled on.
John Reynolds represents Minnesota for the National Federation of Independent Business. Last year, research from the Minneapolis Fed found that while Minneapolis and St. Paul's policies increased wages, they also lowered overall employment, particularly in retail and restaurants.
Their hours are getting cut and job opportunities are missing for a huge chunk of the population.
As the minimum wage increases in the Twin Cities and statewide, there's another state employment law to keep an eye on too. Starting this week, employers can no longer ask job candidates about their previous salaries.
We know that there is a good amount of discrimination in the labor market.
Moshe Barak with the U of M's Carlson School has done extensive research on salary history.
If employers sort of peg current wages to past wages, it could prohibit sort of workers from increasing their wages over time.
His research found that laws like Minnesota's led to a more thorough interview process and better wages for workers.
Especially workers that are disadvantaged in the labor market, women, minority, those who perhaps don't have traditional backgrounds.
But some employers say that new law may cause them to waste valuable time on candidates whose salaries they ultimately can't match.
It's one less tool for them, and it's going to make them probably run through more interviews, take more time away from running their business. And also,
under this new law, employers can't ask you about past pay on an application, during an interview, or during salary negotiations. However, job seekers can voluntarily share their past salaries with those employers during those negotiations if that's something they want to do. Back to you.
Thank you, Danny.